Bury me in Georgia. I've been quite a few places. Before I was an artist, I never got to leave Georgia. So actually, everywhere I travel now, I look back at home and it's still one of my favorite places. So I had to write a song. That's where I want to be after it's my time. And then it makes it even more special that my Dogs won the national championship and I get to say, put the Go Dogs on my gravestone. Different Man's a song that I have a feature with Blake Shelton. I was driving to the gym and I was listening to the song and I texted Blake and asked him to listen to it and see if he would be interested, and he jumped on it. And it's basically just talking about how usually parents basically have their children's lives already planned out, and it's saying that you could be different. You don't have to follow that path that they have for you. Like I Love Country Music, I wrote in 2019. Kind of threw it away for a little bit and came back and listened to it when I needed songs for the album and fell in love with it again. When we mastered it for the first time, we didn't get it right, and I think that's why I didn't like it as much as I do now. Music video inspiration was basically just kind of trying to throw it back to the 90s. It's kind of got that sound. Went to the old bar, throwing some leather pants, throwing a cowboy hat. And it was one of the funnest music videos I got to create so far. I wrote Go Around with my buddy Ernest, Jordan Schmidt, and two of the boys from Restless Road. Sorry, Colton didn't make it, but Zach and Garrett. Grand is special to me because I was in a dark place when quarantine happened, not getting to do shows or anything like that. I feel like every artist kind of felt like music was over. One day I looked around and was hanging out with my kids and realized that life was amazing, and I got to give them things that I never had in my life. So when I went and wrote this, I was supposed to leave LA, and Mike Posner said he wanted to write, and my buddy Cam Alexander that I met that day as well. And it was just a bunch of sunshine in the room. See Like I Do, I didn't know if I wanted it on the album. And then I just kept listening to it and kept showing it to a bunch of people, and everybody was saying that they loved the song. We threw it on there, last song. And then we also got, I wrote it with my buddy Devin Dawson, Matt McGinn, and Lindsey Rhymes. And it was actually a fun but kind of difficult day. So me and Kate have been trying to release a song for like 5 years now, and we kept getting songs coming in. We thought that each of them was the song for us, but it never felt right. So my buddy Josh that signed my publishing deal, he sent me a song called Thank God, and I listened to it and I fell in love with it, and then kept listening to it and I was like, this could be a duet. So I asked Kate, and Kate fell in love with the song, and now it's one of my favorite songs off the album. Leave You Alone, before I had my album done, it was one of my favorite songs off the album. I thought it was going to be a single right before Like I Love Country Music or after. But hopefully we can save it down the road now. But it's just basically saying, I'll never leave. I've been trying to release Riot since 2015. It's just never been the right time. And it's just a rocking song. It's saying, like, if you mess with my family, I'll mess you up. But there's also other things that people can take away from it if they decide to, which I also think is cool about music. I wrote One Mississippi with LaVon Gray, Ernest, and Jesse Frazier. It was my buddy LaVon that I also signed to my pub deal. It was his first time writing with us. It was kind of like his tryout, and it changed his life. So it was a cool experience. Wrote Drunk or Dreamin' on the beach down in Florida. I think it was like one of the first songs that we wrote. It was like a writer's retreat. And it was Josh Hope, Ernest, and Jordan Schmidt. And I get a lot of people saying that it's like my Jimmy Buffett song, which I really like because that's how I felt. And then people are saying it before I even get to say it now. So that's cool. Losing You was the last song that we wrote for the album. We were in the studio. We do 2 songs a day. We did one that day, which I think was Go Around. And we needed one more. And I was just in the room thinking, and a title came to my head, and I sent it off to my guys, and they wrote it and sent it back to me after what I told them. And we got another song for the album and recorded it then. Whiskey Sour to me, it sounded like a Randy Travis song. If you heard the demo singer, it was like a completely different. So when I heard it, I knew that I had to make it like really draw you in, basically. I love that song. I have a lot of people say that they hope it goes to radio. So fingers crossed. Pop's last name is about my granddad, which is my mom's dad. Just recently passed away. It was basically like my father figure, one of the father figures in my life. Always taking me to baseball, football, or whatever, and really showed me like what having a dad would have been like. So I was watching Yellowstone and was a huge fan of Beth. She was cool, but she was like also really cruel. And I was listening to a bunch of old school music like Devil Went Down to Georgia and Muddy Waters and things like that. So when we went into the room, Jesse Frazier already had like this like kind of dark country vibe. And we wrote this song probably 45 minutes to an hour. It went by pretty quick. It's weird, but I really do like it. I feel like it'll be a great show song. Nothin I'd Change is one of the first songs that I shared off the album. They got a huge reaction on Instagram for me that people's been waiting for. And it was weird because when we first recorded it, it had this Motown vibe. Kept listening to it and then went back and changed it to, I would say, like John Party guitar vibes. Dear Georgia is just a letter back to my hometown, letting my friends and family know that I know I haven't been around a lot, but I still love them, and that's always they always have a place in my heart.